Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, when you give all praises to our boy, Yahweh Shem Shai, Shem Kadash. As the nation Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh, in the name of Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly call Jehovah, God, or Yahweh. The Son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His Son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. I want to give the honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all our brothers and MOTB pushing this word in sincerity and in truth to all believe in this gospel. Shalom. This lesson, touching on the MOTB, or the mark of the beast, really. MOTB is just like an abbreviation, really, for what it really is, And the elder Shapar shared this video a few days back, and the Spirit moved to a lesson on it last lane. This being edifying until like our dear, that's what we do these lessons for the edification of the hopeful elect. When we go to 2nd Ezra 15 verse 1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." So we are here to basically push forth the prophecies, things that's written, that's about to come to pass. As when you even go to Revelation 1 verse 1, it says things which must surely come to pass, which going to also the mandatory chipping, of people upon the face of the earth. Alright, what's coming, going to be one of the catalysts when you see that start take place, everything is like a domino effect from there on out. Right, leading up on to the ultimate end of the reign of the so-called white people, the Edomites, and the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which is the so-called black man. They set up the kingdom of heaven, right? So I'm going to read this real quick as I had it as well. Isaiah 30 verse 20, it says, "And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction," which referring to a people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, the smallest Latinos. So though Most High give us the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, because any idea will suffer the curses, going through slavery, being on the law, right, which is a form of punishment for we breaking the laws as a nation. It says, "Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers," which we are those teachers, whether you want to believe it or not. Verse 21, "And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left." So we are showing you the correct way, because, growing up we hear about things at the MOTB, right, or the mark of the beast, Sunday law, what bullshit. But we the prophets say, the true prophets, starting from our elders, apostles on down, been pushing the truth, which is singular, change, it's constant. Mark of the beast is one thing, and that's it. As also to go to 2 Timothy, Richard and Deck, start 2 Timothy 4 verse 1, it says, "I charge thee therefore before Yahweh and the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season." As so preach the word here, because I'm instant in season, out of season. Because I try literally about several times actually, several methods as well for basically launch this lesson. Till me have to resort to this. This option, Try going live, try recording it, nothing now work. Each time it's a knockout. I just have to use my phone for video it actually, so we can save it and then also then upload it. So in season out of season, whether it want to be difficult or want to be a breeze, so to speak. Sometimes we have time when everything just goes smooth, right? Or we want to be like physical seasons, physical literal seasons. Whether it want to be winter, we're approaching. We're in autumn now. We're going to approach winter. For brothers overseas, will be difficult. If we walk in the park. The only thing we experience out here in Jamaica, like Korean or whatever. Compared to a brother's experience overseas, But it says, "Reprove, rebuke, exalt with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. So we see, like, for example, people turn into, well, Christianity, yeah, really count, but yeah, people turn into Christianity, and you look upon even Nate, Nate will change film doctrine, I mean, one time, remember when he used to say the mark of the beast is the embargo, now the mark of the beast is sin, changing, right? So people say don't basically take heed unto them that's subject to change of the paraphrasing, right? But many people will do that, yeah. But us, verse 5, but watch thou in all things. So watch, yeah. So like videos like this, when they get released, we analyze it, we scrutinize, and we know what time it is. They say they'll watch it and couldn't even share it. And we focus in, remember the brother Nahal from our camp, he was the first to introduce me to CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. I had no idea what it was, you know. And when behold, Jamaica, the first country, or maybe still the current only country to actually make it legal tender. Charles will go into some of those information, you know. So we're gonna play this video and Lars will remember put in the description, but if not, you can watch it. So it says, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. So duty is to make full proof. So we give warning, coming out like a broken record, doing lessons on the mark of the beast over and over and over, going through the topic, letting you know that this is it. So as it's written here, on a cloak for your sin. So let's play this video, get some other precept laws and this being edifying until like out there.
The Bank of Jamaica has been rolling out a central bank digital currency known as JamDex. Officials call it the future of money in Jamaica, claiming it will modernize payments, strengthen the economy, and improve financial inclusion. But the real question is this: is this truly progress, or should Jamaicans be concerned about what comes with a state-backed digital dollar? To answer that, it's important to understand what JamDex actually is, why the government insists the country needs it, and what risks are attached to its use. JamDex stands for Jamaica Digital Exchange. It is the country's official central bank digital currency, or CBDC. Unlike online banking transactions that move commercial bank balances, JamDex is issued directly by the Bank of Jamaica. That distinction is critical. When someone pays with a debit card today, what moves is not physical money, but a claim on a commercial bank. JamDex, on the other hand, is digital cash guaranteed by the central bank itself. It has the exact same value as paper dollars and coins, but it exists entirely in digital form.
Yeah, entirely in digital form, yeah. And basically, them control everything. Alright? So like that was an odd. Just want to get rid of that. Now just so that as well, I said Jamaica is the CBDC, the JamDex, was made legal tender as well. And let's get this real quick. What is legal tender? And saying it's a Google search, right? It says, what is legal tender? Legal tender is anything that's recognized by law as a means to settle a public or private debt or meet a financial obligation. So it's anything that's recognized by law. So if a man who you, say if you work, is me do some work and the man who you say, yo, here what? See some money, is me by law that's supposed to be squits. Is me can pay you with that. Right? And also, remember a few years back when it just come out as well, like we're coming to so-called Christmas again, or December. Them always have them local December or Christmas roast where them get people for like clean road or do some simple task and pay them. And they were actually doing it in JamDex. So if you don't have a wallet, it's all like else you have to open up on it. Which is quite easy in Jamaica. You use a link, and to some degree for me was, maybe some people, I believe, mere people having difficulties. I had difficulties, but certain things like it, You know, if in order to get pay, I know like a regular country people normally do that. Or people don't even use bank account, you know. But they are the ones that, you know, usually benefit from the so-called Christmas work. They have to open up bank accounts, you know, and get this, or not even bank account, but the link up, because that's the only current mobile wallet that actually we call it now. You can do transaction with the CDBC currently in Jamaica. I think Jane they work for one. I don't remember the name of the bank. They are a financial institution, you know. But yeah, that so it show you, and she gonna say something more there, whatever the music create this video, you know, gonna make a statement with even the Bible, you know, you can say it's a quote from the Bible, which is a trap. Is that's why we with the knowledge, you know, we always would bring out like for example 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We know the plan of the devil. So don't you even see a man wholeness, you know, make certain move and him a talk and all of that. We know at the end of the day it's just a plan of the elites he's fulfilling. This is a global agenda, not no Jamaica progress. What I'm saying? I'm saying don't want to get left behind. Left behind from what? Where the world is going. So it's not his agenda. You know, this is him following mandates. Alright, so let's go back here. First we'll finish this, wrap up the definition. It says this includes tax payment, contracts, and right now it's just a tax payment because even right now in Jamaica you can well the what you call that? The registration and fitness, you know, usually for the registration you usually get, and even well for the registration you get a sticker, you get a paper, and for the fitness you'll get a paper. You may remember of getting a sticker for that. Now them cut that out. Payments can be made online, you know, and everything is digital. You're going to create one email address for them even email, you know, your fitness and your registration. And they have a digital platform now where the police can actually find your information, so you don't need to walk with papers no more. Alright? So for example for the digital payment now, right, you can do that basically with Jamdex. I think literally that was what was happening. Sorry, transaction. Select your internet or the computer free itself. When more information you just do the lesson. You know, before it was working okay. No, I'm gonna do lesson start malfunction again. But where's it? Tax administration Jamaica Jamdex. It should have been an article. This is from the Jamaica Observer. Jamdex gain grounds. It says, let's read this the headline. You can look it up yourself if you will. So Jamaicans will now have another means to make certain payments at Tax Administration Jamaica, as Jamdex, the country's central bank digital currency (CBDC), can now be used to pay fitness fees, property taxes, and traffic tickets. Ding ding ding. So going back to here, legal tender says this includes tax payments, contracts, and legal fines or damages. The national currency is legal tender in virtually every country. And we know even the other day them changed the legal tender in Jamaica. Because before growing up we used to have paper currency and some paper note. Them changed it to poly notes. And I think it was July 1st, all the paper notes was null and void, no longer legal tender. So just like that, them can change it, can change money. So as them change it from paper to poly, same way them can change it from poly to digital currency attached to the chip. So let's get back to this.
Difference is accessibility. To use Jamdex, there is no requirement for a traditional bank account. Instead, all that's needed is a digital wallet app. That makes it legal tender that is fee-free, instant, and widely available, at least in theory. So, in short, Jamdex is digital Jamaican money, created and controlled by the Bank of Jamaica, and it has the same status as cash. The Bank of Jamaica has laid out several reasons why Jamdex is supposed to be beneficial. First, the central bank argues that the cost of printing and managing physical cash is too high. Paper money wears out, coins disappear from circulation, and distributing currency across the island requires constant security and logistics. By replacing much of that with digital currency, these costs can be reduced. Second, the government says digital money is a tool
And a lot of these reasons are indeed true, you know. But hey, skip the same cause craft to prosper, yo, which referring to Antiochus here, but we see is a strategy of the so-called white man, and it's given also through peace, this basically deceive many. All right, roughly paraphrasing. So yeah, more push that's why Skipper said deceive them that receive the mark of the beast. Yeah. So is a yeah man you can do this and you can get that done and this will be more convenient if you do this and all of that, yeah. Showing you all the pros. But you know, so the trap is a cunning hunter.
for financial inclusion. Roughly 1 in 6 Jamaicans do not have access to traditional banking. Gemdex is meant to give these individuals a way to store.
Yeah, and even during the Crown Royal when them had issued out the stimulus package, and I think even just last year as well coming up now, current, they had people with them basically issue um hurricane grant in the pandemic. Then they have stimulus package, but in the burial incident last year, I think last year then August, yeah, they wanted to compensate people for damages, or not compensate, but help out people really with damages, and they must say, on the bank account and so forth, so we not can transfer the money to you so easy. So we need to get people get people banked here. We have too much unbanked people in the country and blah blah blah. That's getting you on the grid to get the tide. It's a trap.
And transfer money without relying on commercial banks. A smartphone with a wallet app would be enough. Third, the Bank of Jamaica claims Jamdex will make payments faster and cheaper. Transactions between individuals would be instant and free. Merchants could receive payments without paying high card processing fees, which could encourage more digital adoption in small businesses. Finally, officials argue that Jamdex strengthens monetary policy. By having a digital form of legal tender, the central bank can directly manage supply, track flows of money more closely, and design new tools to keep inflation in check. On paper, these arguments paint Jamdex as a modern solution to old problems, but there is another side to the story. For many Jamaicans, the biggest issue is not whether Jamdex works, but what it represents. Privacy is the first concern. Every Jamdex transaction is traceable. Unlike cash, which leaves no trace, digital money means each purchase, transfer, or payment can, in theory, be monitored. This gives the government and the central bank unprecedented visibility into personal financial lives. Surveillance is the second concern. Once every transaction is logged in a central system, it becomes possible to build complete profiles of spending habits. This data could be stored indefinitely and accessed whenever authorities want it. The third issue is account access.
Yeah, and that's what they want. Yeah. They want to track and monitor everything. Them can't track and monitor cash like that. But they want this is Stripper say he want to basically be like God, yeah. So the temple of God showing that he is God. Alright? Though he literally present himself at the most time of God like power as well. By being able to track and monitor and control everybody. Your movements. And they might get that done by a digital world.
With traditional cash, no one can stop a person from spending the notes in their wallet. With Jamdex, accounts exist on a system controlled by the central bank. Wallets could be frozen or blocked under certain conditions. That raises the fear that if someone falls out of political favor or violates certain rules, their access to money could be cut off instantly. Fourth, there is the risk of government overreach. Cash allows people to operate independently. Digital currency does not. A central bank issued currency consolidates financial control in the hands of a state. Finally, there is the fear of lost financial freedom. As cash use declines, people may be left with no option but to rely on Jamdex. Once that shift is complete, individuals will no longer have the choice of transacting outside of the digital system. These concerns are not unique to Jamaica. They are part of.
Yeah, and that's the plan. You see me, that's the plan for fade out cash completely. So we expect another event, right, for ultimately get this, this movement going. But first, I'm gonna get the system really implemented, like everything, the background work done, so the next crisis, they can actually push for this as a solution. And I said this is not just in Jamaica, this is worldwide. I should going to say,
Of a global debate on central bank digital currencies. Over 130 countries are currently studying or developing central bank digital currencies. The Bahamas launched its sand dollar in 2020, Nigeria launched the e-Naira in 2021, China is testing its digital yuan across multiple provinces. The results so far are mixed. In many places, adoption has been slow. Citizens are hesitant to give up cash or use a system they don't fully trust. But governments continue to push forward, seeing CBDCs as inevitable. In this sense, Jamaica is not an outlier. It is part of a worldwide movement toward digitizing money. And, like in other countries, the same questions about privacy, control, and trust apply. If Jamdex gains traction, there are some practical advantages. Government payments such as pensions, PATH benefits, or disaster relief could be delivered directly into digital wallets. This would reduce delays, fraud, and costs. Everyday banking fees could decline. There would be no need to pay transfer fees for peer-to-peer payments. People would not need to wait in long ATM lines just to access their own money. At an international level, Jamaica could also market itself as a leader in digital finance, attracting investment and modernizing its economy. These are the outcomes the Bank of Jamaica promotes, but they come with risks that cannot be ignored. The dangers of central bank digital currencies are not hypothetical. They are built into the design of the system. First, there is a guaranteed loss of privacy. With Jamdex, every transaction is recorded. Cash purchases, which leave no trace, will no longer exist once digital currency dominates. Citizens would have no way to buy or sell without leaving a permanent digital footprint. Second, there is the danger of total government control. The Bank of Jamaica, or the government itself, would have the ability to freeze, limit, or block digital wallets. A person could be cut off from money instantly, with no appeal process. Third, selective enforcement is possible. Digital money creates the ability to punish individuals selectively. Political opponents, activists, or even citizens who protest government policy could find their wallets restricted.
Yeah, no, it's well, not while it's necessary. What's the effects of that taking place in China with the social credit score system? Yeah, the low credit score, you can even travel, you can't go to certain schools, you can't do certain things yet. Just because you have a social credit, a lower social credit score. Because when you speak out against the government or you do certain things.
Fourth, there is programmable money. Rules could be coded into Jamdex so that it only works for certain purchases. For example, digital dollars might be blocked from buying alcohol, or set to expire if not spent by a deadline. Fifth, surveillance would become a permanent feature. Every cent spent would create a data trail that the government controls. Financial privacy, once lost, would not return. Finally, there is the point of no escape. If physical cash is phased out, people will have no alternative. All transactions will pass through a government-controlled network. Citizens will be completely dependent on it, regardless of whether they agree with its terms. These risks show that digital currency is not simply a modern payment method. It is a fundamental shift in who controls money itself. Jamdex is not yet central to daily life in Jamaica. Adoption is still limited, and it may take years before the system is fully embedded. But the global direction is already set. Central bank digital currencies are advancing, and governments are determined to push them forward. When that shift becomes unavoidable, financial systems will be more centralized, and citizens will face reduced privacy, reduced independence, and reduced freedom. Some see decentralized currencies like Bitcoin as an alternative. These offer more openness and resist direct control by any one government. But even here, there is no guarantee. Any country can choose to restrict or ban their use at any time. That means alternatives are never fully secure against state authority. The future of money is digital. The only real question is not whether central bank digital currencies will exist, but how much control governments will take and how little choice the public will be left with once cash disappears.
Yep. And that's what's coming, yeah? Is I mean, cash is going to disappear eventually. And let's say scripture says what? Revelation 13 verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So you have the microchip where people will receive it on their hand, or where the brain chip here, like it's the way Elon Musk work on our new link. Verse 37, it says, 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So no man can do form a transaction unless you basically be a part of the grid and you get that chip. Because money gonna be digital. And in order to do a transaction, you have to have a wallet. And the wallet gonna basically ultimately attached to the chip. That's what's coming. You know, so duty is to come out and give you the warning, simple. Like you know that hey, this is where the world is leading. You know, right? And let you know exactly what the chip is. You know, have no doubt. And you're gonna see it coming. You know, Habakkuk 2 verse 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, by the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So at the specific time when the Most High will for all of this manifest, you're going to see it play out. Which we, you know, through the Spirit, you know, the gift of the Most High eyes open, we see it manifest already. You know, we see it first thing first with through faith. And come out from the apostles and elders, you know, and brothers, you know, through the world, you know, been pushing this. And that's one of the major prophecies about to fulfill it before the return of our Lord Yahushua. So hope this is the fun until like out there, giving our praise to our power, how about Shem Yahushua, about Shem Kakarash, the ones and two elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the full like, shalom.